Hello, my name is Sam, and I thought this morning, looks like I've lost an earring. No, I haven't. It's just disappeared in the Zoom. I thought I would record a video this morning because I know a lot of new people have entered my world. So I just wanted to come in, say hello, and tell you who I am and what I do because I haven't done this in a while. You just kind of assume as people like join your platform and your following that they know what you do. So I am a mom of three big teenage adult kids, except for one who's almost an adult. And I'm originally from South Africa. I have been living and until a year ago on a beautiful island in Mauritius for 14 years, where my kids grew up. And just before I made the move to that island, I worked in a corporate job. And unlike a lot of people that I speak to, I actually really love my job. I had found something I love to do, which is to teach. So I did a lot of training for big companies, small companies, banks, accounting firms. And I really did find a passion for that teaching. The only thing is, when I had kids, that's when I could feel that there was a bit of a alignment issue in my life. As much as I love my job, there was a lot of traveling, there was long hours, and I wasn't very present. I missed a lot of things with my kids. I traveled a lot when they needed me most. So I started noticing that something needed to change. And I'd never really thought about being a business owner. I guess I grew up with the belief that being a business owner kind of took a whole different kind of human, and it meant big offices and big overheads and a factory full of stuff. Um, so when I moved to Mauritius, I think what was meant to happen happened, and I ended up leaving my corporate job. And I knew I had to work. I knew I wanted to do something, and we're a two-income family, so I had to figure something out. And I started a journey figuring out using Google. I think in those days we didn't have ChatGPT, figuring out about this whole virtual assistant thing. So I heard that people were working from home, supporting other business owners, like running their businesses. And I was like, that sounds like a thing. And of course, getting paid in pounds and euros and dollars also sounded really good at the time, since I am from African soil. So I headed out on a journey, which was very rocky and a lot of windy roads, and I learned a lot of lessons. And I just figured the whole thing out by myself. I thought that would be the best route. So I jumped onto platforms like Upwork and Freelancer and Guru. I don't know if they still exist. I know Upwork does. And I spent days and days and days trying to compete with millions other freelancers. And I got quite demotivated very quickly. I did pick up one client from the platform, and I think that was what I needed to believe that it really is possible that people running their own businesses, and I didn't realize how many people are running a business alone. Like the idea of an office and a receptionist. I mean, I entered a whole new world where people were running businesses from home, making a lot of money, loving what they do, and they weren't about to spend hours and hours of their own time managing their business and sorting out their admin and their social media and uploading their courses and all those good things. So that's when I realized there really is an opportunity. Yeah, like this world really does exist. And I worked with literally anybody and everybody in every niche, every industry, doing all sorts of things. And the good thing about that is I learned a lot on the way from a technical perspective, because coming from my corporate job, I was really brilliant at PowerPoint. Obviously, being a trainer, I could answer emails, I could browse Facebook and probably put together a couple of proposals in Microsoft Word. But that was kind of the end of my technical tether. So I was a little bit worried that this space was a very technical space. What I learned very quickly is that you learn. One of the greatest things about being a virtual assistant is you have the ability to figure anything out. And what's so nice about the space is that you work with clients who understand that you don't know everything and that you're willing to go figure it out for them. At least they don't have to figure it out. But what I learned very quickly is I got really, really excited because once I'd kind of gotten that first client and then gotten that second client, I was like, this is amazing. I'm getting paid in dollars. Life is good. But my rate was really low. The type of clients that I was talking to and working with were not the right clients for me because they kept negotiating with my rate. There was a lot of crossing of boundaries. And because I didn't have a set income every month, what I call the salary safety net, that false sense of security, I obviously would go over, I would go above and beyond to keep them happy so that I would get paid. And after, I would say about 2 years, I found myself in a place where I was working all the time. I was waking up at 5 a.m. to jump on calls with clients in Australia, and I was going to bed at midnight. And yes, the billing was amazing, but because my rate was so low, because I didn't know what I was doing, I was working like 16-hour days. And clients expected things from me because I had gone above and beyond for them. So, although it was quite an unhealthy work situation, I definitely had no work-life balance, and it's not the reason I signed up. I mean, I thought I was going to be sipping cappuccinos and, with my friends at 10 o'clock in the morning and working 5-hour days. It wasn't the case. But at the same time, I genuinely appreciated the learning. So I then decided to make a big leap and invest in a coach that had already built her virtual assistant business. She was now doing virtual assistant coaching. It was clear that she understood this market and she knew exactly what was happening. And that's what I needed. I needed a strategy. I needed information. Yes, I was on Google and I was watching YouTube videos. So the information is out there, but not in the order that you need it to be from the trusted people that you need it to be. So I invested in a coach. She was amazing. Within a couple of months, I had increased my rate. I had gotten rid of my shitty clients. I had, my life got to a point where I was like really balanced. I was making at least double what I was in my corporate job, and life was really good. So, about 3 to 4 years into that, there was a piece that was missing in my life. And it actually came from my corporate days. I love to teach. I'm actually a qualified life and business coach. This is a certification I got while I was still in my job. And I really, really loved the teaching. And I missed the teaching and the coaching and the mentoring and the helping people. So, about 5 years into this, somebody said to me something that really changed it for me and made me realize what I really want to be pursuing. Is this is amazing what you've done with your life. The fact that you've created this business from home with no capital, with no, having to go and get a PhD in a certain skill. Why are you not teaching people how to do the same thing? And that's when everything changed for me. And that's when my coaching business was born. And that has now evolved over the years to not only teach people how to start a virtual assistant business, but for anyone that is kind of stuck in their job, or maybe they are getting ready for retirement, or they want something new, it's about looking at the skills you already have. And trust me, I didn't think I had them. You have them. The ones you don't have are really easy to learn. And it's about taking those skills, those passions, and creating a business from home that you love, working with people you love, the clients that I work with today, because there are still two parts to my business. I have my coaching and mentoring business, and then I also have a business and this is a skill I developed over the years, where I specialize in marketing and strategy with clients around launches and funnels, which probably sounds like a bunch of gibberish for you if you don't work in the online space, but it's something that I've developed over the years. It's something I still love to do for my clients, and it's something that pays me really well. So I've lost my train of thought completely, which is very normal for me if you ask any of my students. So I then embarked on a coaching business. I started with virtual assistant coaching, and now my coaching has evolved. Ah, there it is. I now know where I am. My coaching business has evolved into taking your skills, your passions, the things you've learned in your corporate job, the things you really love, or alternatively, heading into a whole new world, which is the world of virtual assistants. Because at the end of the day, virtual assistants is about supporting a business owner, and you can do that. If you have a job, or if you've ever had a job and you go to work and you do your job and you come home, you can be a virtual assistant. As long as you know where the power button is on a laptop, you can be a virtual assistant. So my business has evolved to this point, and I can honestly say, I never would have dreamed 14 years ago that this is where I would be at. And I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love my students. I love seeing what they're achieving. A bunch of them are still in their jobs, but working really hard to build their client base, to build their business so they can leave. A bunch of them have already handed in their resignation. And it's so exciting to see them find the freedom that they want. And I do want to say, because there's a lot of coaches these days on platforms, this is what I do. And I'm not going to tell you it was easy. It definitely wasn't easy. I think before I got a coach, I made it very difficult for myself. But I do want to say that it does take work. It does take learning new skills, opening yourself up to new things that you may not know. It does take a lot of courage, but I think when you've reached that point in your life where enough is enough, sorry, that's my WhatsApp beeping, where enough is enough, you stepping into a whole new world of possibility. So there are no miracle six figures overnight. There's no magical health shakes that you're going to sell on Instagram that are going to make you an influencer overnight. None of that. What I teach is very real. What I teach is the right way to do it, even if you're still working. So I have a lot of people that come to me and have said to me, you know what, I'm just done. I'm taking my savings. This has to work. And that's absolutely amazing. But not everybody can do that. One, logistically, we have responsibilities, we have families, we have bills to pay. So that's salary every month. And I actually wrote a post about it a while ago, and I did an article on my LinkedIn about it. That now and again, yeah, I kind of miss the salary safety net, that the 25th comes around and like boom, like magic, your salary appears in your account and it gives you a sense of relief. But honestly, I would not give this up for the world. This afternoon, I'm going to go walk a golf course with my son, get my steps in. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm taking the afternoon off to take my daughter horse riding. I don't have to ask anyone for permission. I don't have to do anything. I love the fact that I get to do that. So I would never switch it out for the world. It's not easy. It is simple, but it's not easy. But I think if you have the right map, I think if you have the right person in your corner supporting you, and I think if you have a community of people on the same road as you, you cannot fail. And I think if you truly believe that, you will not fail. So anyway, this video is a lot longer than I anticipated, but I did want to come in here, say hello to everybody, welcome them to whichever platform you're seeing this on. Currently, I'm focusing on my YouTube and my LinkedIn. Just to say hello, welcome you. I do run a workshop every single month, which kind of takes you through what I call the exit plan. So that if you have ever thought of leaving and starting your own business from home with skills that you already have, although you don't know you have them, I know, I get it. This workshop takes you through exactly what that could look like for you, exactly how your skills could translate into a business from home, what it would mean for you to build this alongside your job if that's what you've chosen to do. And then I also talk about the reasons why people fail. Like there is a number one reason people fail. I talk about that. So if you'd like to attend, link is below. I run it every single month. It's kind of my way of helping people, serving, showing up. And of course, I love to teach. So I do really enjoy it. But anyway, welcome to wherever you are finding me. And if you have any questions for me, send me an email. You can grab that on my website. And I hope to be seeing you in one of my workshops soon. Take care. Bye.